Welcome back to Cars of Sweden Live, and I'm not going to lie to you people, it has been one of the worst summers here in Sweden that I can remember. But look, right now we have sunshine, that's blue sky up there. So, convertible in the garage, let's get it out. Okay. Alright, so I've got some explaining to do. So, as you can see, there is nothing in the garage, if I point the camera that way, because I've actually sold my Z4. And I haven't just sold my Z4, I've also sold my E90, my daily, the car that I've had for 7 years. I had the Z4 for 5 years as well. But I just felt, yeah, life happens and certain things happen in your life, and I'm a normal family guy, so the time was right to sell those cars. But if you look at the Z4 though, I bought that car 5 years ago. I enjoyed that car for 5 years, done a bit of upgrading myself, not too much, but you know, stuff that kept the price nice and reasonable, and I managed to actually get more for the car than what I bought it for 5 years ago, so that was pretty nice, even though I still believe to this day that I sold that car way too cheap. So Albert, if you're watching this, I still think you got a bargain. But anyway, like I said, time goes on. The E90 went as well because I just basically needed something a little bit bigger, even though I did love that car, and I still in love with the N52 engine. Still one of my favourite BMW engines, even though it's not top end, it's still a really reliable car. I don't know if you guys are thinking that my love affair with BMW has ended. Not exactly, because I've traded those two cars and I've actually got another BMW, and it looks a bit like this. So here it is in all its glory. This is my, new to me anyway, my Bmw X6 F16 series. Now the X16 is the second series of the Bmw X6. The first one was the E70. Yeah, I like this one. I think this is the perfect X6, not just because of the way it looks, but also because this one comes with the Euro 6 engine, and if you have the Euro 6, it kind of helps you out with all the emission problems that you might have had with the previous ones. So the fact that this is Euro 6 means that the tax is exactly the same as what it was on my E90. So the tax is around 3,500 Swedish crowns. That's roughly £300 a year. For a car this size and this big, that's quite reasonable, I think. And also because it's Euro 6 as well, it's really fuel efficient as well. So this thing can do around 0.6 litres on the motorway, so that's not bad for a car that weighs 2.2 tonne. So when it comes to upgrading the car, I don't intend to do that much to it, because it's kind of spec'd pretty close to what I want it. Things that I have done already actually. I've actually lowered the front of the car. If you can see there, this car sits really high, and if you can see, if you look at it from the back is, I mean, I haven't lowered it that much, but I just wanted to give it that kind of dragster look. It still needs to be balanced though, so that's one thing, and tracked. The wheels are balanced, sorry, but the car needs to be tracked just to make sure that it's steering in all the right places, but it drives really nicely. I'm really happy the way this car drives. What I might do in the future is when it's winter time, when I have to take the summer tyres off, I might send away the wheels and get them powder coated gloss black. That could be something that I'm going to do, and maybe black out all the chrome bits which is there and around the window as well. That's something I might do, because I kind of like the blacked out look. So that could be something that happens for next year. Right, so let's take a look inside and see what this car has got. But before we do that, straight away it comes with all the memory seats, so that's a great thing, and of course they're all leather, black leather, just the way I want it. When it came to looking for an X6, there were certain things that I just had to have, certain things that this car, I had to miss out on this car because this car was so close. And one of the things that I missed out on was the stereo system. I don't have the Bang & Olufsen or the H&K, yeah. But yeah, so we don't have the upgraded stereo system, so we just got the standard one, and that was one of the things that I had to sort of concede in, because it ain't that easy finding a car that is totally spec to your liking. But other than that, this car pretty much has got everything. So if I make a list of the things that I had to have the four-wheel drive, obviously. It had to have a black interior. It had to be black. It had to have the tow hook as well. That's really important, and I didn't want to be taking on and off the tow hook, so it had to have that electric tow hook, so it kind of hides itself underneath the car. I'll show you that in a bit, or I'll show you it now actually. Things that I will actually be changing in the car, it's nothing major. I'm gonna put a dash camera up there. I'm going to do something like that. I've already got the camera, so I'm going to film an install video with that as well. Plus, if you look in here, I mean, which is a nice little compartment here, it's got this old school phone holder, and this is no good to no man, believe me. So I'm going to take that out. I bought a sort of like blanking plate for the back of that there, so I'm going to have this, and it's going to just be one open compartment. So yeah, I'll do a video on that and the dash cam at the same time, so you guys can see. The dash cam is a really simple solution. It's kind of, yeah, you'll see when I do it. So far I've had this car for about 2 months now. If you know me, and if you know me for a long time, I actually said back in 2009 when the first X6s rolled off the conveyor belt there in Germany, I said I'm gonna have one day, I'm gonna buy that car. That car looked like it was made for me. And that day came 2 months ago, so I had to give up my Z4 and I gave up my E90, but now I have one of the cars that I've always dreamt of having actually. So it's yeah, to a lot of people it might just seem like a normal car, but for me it's been a car that I've always wanted to get, so I've got it now and I'm really happy with my choice. But yeah, so let's get it down the road and I'll show you guys how it feels to be in an X6 from 2015. Right, so push button start, everything lights up, and as you can see everything just goes into place because let's turn you down, because yeah, what you have on BMWs is you have a memory on the key. So you have to say you got two keys, you can set a memory on one key and a different memory set up on another key, which means if your partner was driving the car, she could set up the seat, set the steering wheel, even everything to do with the air con and everything, yeah, to match her preferences, so everything would go into place. I'm using key 1, which is my key. Well, they're both mine, let's be real. Yeah, and when I put key 1 in, everything just goes to the settings that I left it last time and set it up with the seats and everything else. So that's quite nice, I like that. Right, so gearbox, 8-speed Steptronic gearbox, really nice. I love the BMW gearboxes. They're always, yeah, they never quite let you down. You can't see it, but head-up display there. I'll take a picture with my phone. It's probably going to be flashy a little bit, which is yeah, which is really nice. The nice thing about that as well is when you have the adaptive cruise control on and this lane thing where it keeps you in lane and all that sort of stuff. It shows you all the information up there as well, so you never need to take your eyes away from the road, because all the information you can see here and here is also on there as well, which is pretty nice. Right, so like I said to you earlier, right, this car isn't about HP, it's about torque. So I'm on my little windy road now, so yeah, like I said, it's a big thing, but it handles pretty well, yeah, so put your foot down. Whoa, immediate torque, and it just thrusts you along. Seriously, it's a great feeling. It's different from what the Z4 felt like. This is just, yeah, it's just, it feels like there's something behind you just blowing you along the road, you know. And I And also I find actually, because I changed the front springs to the H&Rs, when I changed the whole suspension setup, so I thought there's no point in just putting the springs on, so I actually bought new struts as well. So it's got new struts, new springs at the front, and what that seems to have done from what I had before, because I sort of drove it around for a month before that, and so I can get to gauge it a little bit, and yeah, it's kind of more sort of like poke friendly at the front now. Yeah, you can kind of, yeah, it kind of sits a lot nicer at the front end. So yeah, that's quite nice. And look, this ain't a sports car, yeah? It's a sports SUV. It's never going to be a sports car, but it's a lot of fun. And I think actually changing the H&R springs at the front really has woke the car up a bit. So it just makes it handle so much better. And it handled well before that, to be fair. But now, yeah, it just feels more direct when it comes to the steering, at least anyway. So that was quite a good upgrade. I didn't expect that. It was more for looks, to be honest, if I'm going to say why I did it. But yeah, that was kind of like a bit of a bonus as well. So like straight 6 3-litre power, yeah? BMWs, man, I'm telling you, and I've said this before in earlier videos, if you're going to get a BMW, get a 6-cylinder BMW, because they do 6s. If you want an 8-cylinder, get a Mercedes, yeah, because the AMG, because they do 8 cylinders, and they do it better than everybody else. So if I wanted to give you 8, then I'd have to start looking at, yeah, Benzes, because they're the guys that take care of that. But so comfort wise, brilliant, man. We took the car up to Stockholm last weekend, and we just had like a family out there for a few days, just do a bit of shopping and stuff, and it just cruised up there, man. This thing just eats miles. It's a mile muncher, as my mate Steve-O would say. And I had an XC90 back in the day as well, and that was great. I'll tell you, that was a great car to munch miles, but this thing does it in style, man. You gotta love your Beamers, man. You gotta love your Beamers. So yeah, so I got to cross this one off the book. Always wanted an X6 since the day I saw it, but you know, new prices for these things are just way out of my league. They're way out of most people's leagues. Let's be real. This one is a 2015. They come down to around the 30,000 euro mark, and then you can start playing around with them and seeing like, oh, is it worth it? But you know, you still got to consider, you know, for 30,000 euros, you can get a brand new car, another car, not like this, obviously. But for me, nah, I had to check this one off the bucket list, and I can see this one staying with me for 5-7 years plus, just like the others did, because like I said, it's a car I've always wanted, and now I've got it and I'm driving around in it. I like it even more, to be honest with you. It does everything, and yeah, I can just see myself just being happy with this, just keeping it on the road and just doing little bits and pieces. So like I said, normally I would even upgrade the stereo system on this, but I think this is the iDrive 5 or 6, one of them two. It pretty much does everything I want something to do. Do you know what I mean? It's got like that connected drive and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, BMW are getting a little bit naughty with this. You've got to pay for everything if you want it, kind of thing. Because like, I think this is equipped to have CarPlay, but it's not open on the. You know, I've got to pay another fee to open it up. I'm not going to do that because I never use CarPlay, to be honest with you. The navigation on this thing, it's not great. I think the maps are pretty old, to be honest with you. I don't know when's the last time they update the maps, so I'm going to start looking into updates for that navigation map, if there is, because I heard someone saying on the internet that maybe there isn't an update for that particular map, but I'm going to look into that as well, because the map is well old. It does the job, but you know when it's old, when certain roads that have been around for a while and not featured. Miles per gallon is tremendous, man. I mean, this thing takes less than my E90 did when it comes to miles. Tax is the same, insurance is higher, obviously, but you know, I'm enjoying life as a BMW X6 owner. I've got to be real with you. I've had it for 2 months now, and it's a dream to drive, and I feel lucky every day I come out and sit in it and do what I need to do. So yeah, so that's it. New to the channel now, BMW X6. You've seen the other cars that were very, very famous. A lot of the videos I did in the past, if you looked at the background, you would have seen them cars. You know, you know, those little snippets. They were always in my videos. Whatever video I did, in the background, you would have always seen one of them cars. Now, a couple of videos ago now that I've done before this one, you'd have seen this car. I don't know whether anyone mentioned it or saw it in the earlier videos, but you'd have seen this car in them videos as well, because it was in the background. But I always wanted to do a video just to let you guys know the Z4's gone, and that was a very popular car on the channel, but it's gone, and we have to move on. We didn't get many hot sunny days in Sweden this year anyway, so I didn't really miss it. But yeah, X6, that's where I'm at now. And you're going to be seeing a lot more of this car on the channel. So listen guys, thanks for tuning in as you do. Yeah, I really do appreciate you guys checking out the channel. We've got loads of good stuff coming here, so don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to do that. And we'll see you all again soon for some more Cars of Sweden live. Give you some more talk, shall I? Yeah, baby.